If you have a square foot of dirt, you have the ability to garden. Anybody can be a gardener. You can also grow them in pots, grow your entire garden in pots on the porch. You just have to keep it watered and whatnot. What we're trying to do is build awareness of that chemical-based fertilizers are killing the soil, and we have the ability to amend the soil to make it back to what Mother Nature intended it to be. There are many, many ways to do this. Through this process that we're doing, we make a nutrient-dense food. So that ear of corn that you produce, or that tomato that you produce, and you compare it to the tomato or ear of corn that you can buy in the store, it'll have more nutrients in that ear of corn that you produce through this system that will further nutrient or nutritionally help you. And that is a microbe-rich soil amendment. And through those worm castings, it builds the soil life back up and allows the plant to take in the nutrients that are naturally found into the soil and eliminates our need for chemical-based fertilizers, and it also significantly reduces the need for pesticides and herbicides. That's the compost there in the worm bin. You can see all the worms in there. And then on this side is almost completely done worm castings. Over 7,000 different breeds of worms in the world, and you take those worms that are composting worms and feed them anywhere from vegetable scraps to fallen leaves and things like that. And the worm castings and the compost are very, very good for no matter where you garden. Whether you garden on your porch, whether you garden in big beds like I have, or whether you have just regular potted plants in your house. What I foresee us to be able to do is work hand in hand with area gardeners and farmers to be able to amend the soil back, get the microbes back into the soil, and work through schools such as Germantown High School that will be able to go into their school, teach them the ways of sustainable gardening, and work hand in hand with that school and throughout other schools to have their own worm bins and be able to take their vegetable scraps from the cafeteria and shred their paper that's in the schools and the classrooms and use that to feed the worms to make their own worm castings, and then potentially even take those worm castings and be able to feed their yards, even all the way up to the football field.